What is going on, guys? MG2005 Gundam here, and today I just had to come out of my break from recording. I still have yet to review the Extreme Gundam and the Mark III, but I've been taking a break because I have been reviewing non-stop recently. But I had to come out of it because of what I'm about to talk about. I'm gonna stop beating around the bush. Now here we have, as a control reference, the Gundam Universe RX-78-2 Gundam. Looks pretty faithful, looks pretty detailed, and absolutely freaking phenomenal. But the Gundam Universe line started off really strongly, with the only dud, in my opinion, in the first two batches being the Gundam Barbatos with its awkward proportions. But you still have the absolutely awesome box art to compensate. But then Gundam America stepped in today and announced these. These are the Gundam Infinity Series figures. So this is the RX-78-2 Gundam in the Gundam Infinity series. So this thing looks absolutely horrendous. This is I don't know how to even begin to talk about it. This thing looks like it was made in the 1990s or even in the 1980s with awkward proportions like that. The plastic even looks cheap, and you don't even have enough surface detail to justify the $13 price tag. That's about like $104. I could get the high grade that looks absolutely amazing, cheaper than this, half the price of what the Gundam Infinity series is offering. And Gundam Thunder also says that stands at 4.5 inches tall, comes with interchangeable hands and accessories. However, I don't know why they did not show off more product images apart from the neutral standing pose and the pose with the shield and beam saber. The beam saber is also going to be pre-molded because, as you can see, this is a third beam saber, not plucking off ones from the back, which does not justify it, because even the high grade, the freaking cheap high grade, only costs like 55 Hong Kong dollars, has actual beams. And yet you're gonna sacrifice $12.99 US for something this hideous. I don't know. I'm not gonna be as negative as I did back when I talked about the Gundam Universe Exia, because these are worse looking. The Exia could be argued as a more like a modernized design, but still the GN sword is comically large and you can use all of its accessories for the price of a robot Damashi. But this right here, 104 Hong Kong dollars, isn't cheap, to be fair, which does maybe justify the actual looks and the quality of the plastic that we're looking at, but still, no. I can buy the high grade for cheaper. Well, not the high grade Origin, that costs like more than this, but justifiable. But just the high grade RX-78-2 Revived Gundam, no. Moving on, this is absolutely hideous. This looks abysmal. The Gundam Barbatos, like every single one of these entries are releasing on Amazon for September 2021 release for $13 US. Like, even if the prices vary for the RX-78-2 Gundam high grade, you can't argue that the high grade Gundam Barbatos is cheaper than this. And it looks absolutely revolting. You don't even have high grade levels of detail. Like the piping and the arms, they're supposed to be gray. They aren't. You don't even have the hollow space that is for the torso on the Gundam frame. The head absolutely looks revolting. You don't even have the yellow pieces. That is just a simple brush stroke. Overall, yeah, the Barbatos doesn't come with much, and obviously they plan to release some custom like option pack because of the hard points on the arms, to maybe somewhat shoehorn in the gauntlet and the wire claw shield from the Schwalbe Grace. I don't know, man. For $13 US, this is absolutely not worth it. But if you're interested, then yeah, September, look forward to that. Moving on, here we have the Ashrae Red Frame for the same release date and price, and to be fair, the katana is fully painted in, which I do appreciate. But still, the plastic quality looks cheap, and you don't even have the level of detail that the high grade has. Sure, the high grade has the katana made fully of stickers, with just it being like a white piece. However, the high grade looks more visually appealing when compared to this, and it does have the flight unit. Or if you want to go for a little bit more expensive, go for the real grade. It does not have the flight unit, but it has an immense amount of detail. Sure, the shoulder armor does suffer from the early real grade syndrome. Yes, I'm adapting that from Mecha Kotsu, so what? But yeah, overall, the Ashraes are definitely good entry to the real grade line prior to the Unicorn Gun. They're decent at the very least. But this looks absolutely horrendous. Of course, if you can't put up with the cheap plastic, then I guess the merit of this thing is it does have a fully colored in katana. But well, the real grade does have that as well for a slightly higher price point, so I'm gonna let you be the judge here. But as for what it looks right now, the articulation is absolutely limited, as you can see from the one joint at the arms, and I don't know about the legs, but they look like they're made on one joint as well. I don't think they're going to be as good as the fine wheel mechanics ones, where it can bend 135 with a single joint. So articulation is absolutely horrendous. The looks absolutely look cheap, and I won't say it is as revolting as the Barbatos, because this is still the generic Gundam design. However, Ashrays are meant to have the exposed frame, and for you to absolutely orgasm at the amount of detail put into the exposed frame when it comes to the model kits. This has nothing redeeming itself apart from the colored in katana. Moving on, the Gundam Wing, same release date and price, so I don't really need to reiterate myself. And right off the bat, the head looks absolutely hideous. The rifle, or the Buster Rifle, does not have the yellow detail for the beak. Not that I think it does implement the transformation mechanic anyways, because this is a figure and not a model kit, or a more sophisticated figure for that matter. But looking at the Wing Gundam itself, it does not have the black detail, so yeah, that's one point deducted. Although I could argue that yes, it is small details, you can easily paint them in with a Gundam marker for the minimum effort. But the safety knobs over here need to be cut off, because those look absolutely horrendous. It doesn't even have the claws that are for the arms, so yeah, that's marks deducted. And yeah, and the same things when it comes to the previous entries in the Gundam Infinity series, the cheap looking plastic and the absolutely horrendous looking proportions. And I don't think it does come with the beam saber. I don't think even the Gundam Universe version comes with the beam saber. But if that's the case, and I cannot argue about the accessories, but oh my god, if you have to go for a figure for the Wing Gundam, definitely just go for a high grade if you want it for cheaper but better looking. But if you want it for better looking and just a standard action figure, go for either the Robot Damashi, if that exists, and the Gundam Universe one, because those look way better. But I don't know if the 3,000 yen price tag is actually justified, but yeah, at the very least, Gundam Universe and Robot Damashi uses higher quality plastic than when compared to high grades, or even the master grades for that matter. So yeah, definitely pass on this. But if you do somehow like the looks of this, yep, you can wait for what is it, September. And last but not least, this is a surprise entry. This is, proportionally speaking, the best looking when it comes to the Gundam Infinity series. This is the Gundam Artemis from Gundam Breaker Mobile, or Gundam Battle Gunpla Warfare if you're outside of Japan. But I like to call it Gundam Breaker Mobile just because it eases on my commentary. However, this still comes in at the very cheap looking plastic. It does have a lack of detail, and there are a lot of pieces that you need to color in. Granted, this is the first release of the Gundam Artemis in actual material product form, but still, we're off to a freaking bad start. Like, the satellite cannon doesn't look like it's going to be able to extend, although the satellite panels look like they're going to be able to open up. And I don't think it does come with any of the other accessories, like the beam rifle, the Arendite, the beam shield, and even hand parts to create the Palmafield China Kamehameha. But oh my god, a release of the Gundam Artemis. Hopefully Bandai America sent a message to Bandai in Japan for them to actually make the Gundam Artemis. Like, yes, I know, it's basically a kit bash with some scratchable pieces of the for the Gundam Artemis and the arms. So basically just a kit bash of the Destiny and the Gundam X. However, I'd still appreciate a model kit way better than what they have offered here. At the very least, they will implement, like, a model kit would implement most, if not all, the accessories. And this may not even have any leftover parts for that matter, because they can easily just gate out the parts needed for the Gundam X and parts needed for the Destiny. I don't know if they're going to be using old and new one or new one when it comes to that, but hopefully the new one, because the old one sucks. Like, in terms of the looks, the new one is way superior. But I digress. This one right here, if I have no other option, if Bandai doesn't decide to release a model kit just to capitalize on the build theme, then I maybe would consider this. Considering that it's only for $104, then yeah, I may consider getting this. But if there is actually going to be a model kit or some option parts for me to utilize with the Gundam X and the Destiny Gundam, then this is an absolute pass. But for what it's worth, this is the best one to get. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Tell me in the comments below what you think about the Gundam Infinity series, and what you think of each of the individual figures, and what are your hopes for the Gundam Artemis making it into the Gunpla market. But my guesses are next to zero. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and also subscribe for more Gunpla reviews, Gunpla news, and all that kind of stuff. Turn on notifications for future content updates if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.